Good morning, everyone. That we're in, it was actually quite nice. Very pleasant to hear the ocean waves crashing, and yeah, the music turned off after a while, so not bad actually. I slept well. Maybe it's not so bad to stay in a cabin by the beach. Always liked the ocean. It's one of the reasons that I like Hong Kong and some of those places so much, is they're right by the water. And I'm not talking about freshwater lakes or rivers. Those are nice too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Pittsburgh and places like that with water. But yeah, no, the ocean is for me. I love it. So in my typical fashion of travel, I seem to have a kidney stone. The only reason I know and I'm not panicking over the level of pain is that, well, I've been through it before. Yeah. So, fun stuff. But I can still keep a smile, even if I feel like there's a knife in my back. Yeah, maybe people will be saying, this guy's got a sickly look about him. Well, I hope not. I think that I can keep I can do pretty well with this anyway. Yeah, I can keep a smile. It's a lovely day here in Sri Lanka, as you can see. Little guy. Oh. Yeah, the beach is covered with, there's these little tiny crabs. You saw I just tried to grab one. They're pretty quick. Maybe I shouldn't try to grab one. Who knows? Maybe it'll bite me. Well, not bite me, pinch me with its pincer things. That probably would just add to the discomfort that I'm experiencing right now.
Good morning from Galle, and I just saw some people are doing weird prayer on the beach, and they're white. It's kind of weird. It makes me wondering whether they have the virus or not. Just that they're all Europeans. That makes me wondering.
Well, they may have some kind of sickness. Maybe it's the spiritual sickness. I don't know. They were doing something that looked like a Muslim prayer, but well, they're obviously not dressed like Muslims, so I don't think so. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe it helps them to feel better in the morning. I don't know. I guess I'm not into the spiritual type stuff. I'll go to a church. I can sit through Mass, but well, you get up and down and stuff in Mass. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, they're doing some kind of thing over there. I don't know. Maybe something they encountered in their travels. They're backpackers, so they've probably been everywhere. Who knows what they're doing. Surfers looking for the perfect wave, and mostly just disappearing underneath not so perfect waves. Surfers are something I've seen everywhere in the world. I've been to a lot of beaches everywhere. Of course, when I lived in California long ago, I used to see them all the time. Everybody was a surfer out there, even business people. So I don't know how they had time to go surfing, but there's only one place I never really saw surfers, and that was in Qingdao, at the beach in China. That doesn't mean that they weren't there, because I'm sure there must be some. But for whatever reason on that day, I saw none. Just lots of Chinese people taking wedding photos. Well, the pair thing seems to have morphed into some sort of stretching exercises. Something tells me it's a form of yoga, and that's what I was seeing, not Muslim prayers. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's yoga. They're doing yoga on the beach before surfing or something. The small spaces again. We might be going into Galle Fort. Maybe. We'll see. Depends on how my wife is feeling. Yeah, I know I've got the kidney stone thing going. Depends on what she wants every time. Kidney stone, not kidney stone, whatever. So yeah, those people were doing some kind of yoga. As I walked up, I saw this guy in tattoos giving him instructions that sounded kind of strange. become a windsurfer, moving back and forth in the wind or something like that, and then feel in your heart something or other. That's all I really heard. As long as it's not some kind of strange cult group that's staying here with us. Okay, that was my misunderstanding. We're not going to the port, we're going to the fort. A Dutch fort. Galle Dutch Fort. Now we're just waiting for a tuk-tuk. Tuk-tuk found. 500 rupees. That'll get us to the fort. What appears to be an old colonial city.
Yeah, definitely. It's very beautiful out here. But along the way, I noticed, you know, most people are like looking at me in a weird way because I'm wearing a mask. But obvious, I say good for me. You know, just go ahead, stay as far as you can from me so I can be safe because of my mask. Well done.
Yeah, she's been pretty worried about all the strange European yoga people that have been staying over there in the area where we're at. But good, they'll stay away from us now. And then we won't have to worry about any of them potentially spreading anything. But
there's a lot of beautiful scenery out here by the fort, so if you're here, I highly recommend coming here just for the views.
That is a mosque behind us. So obviously those people that were doing their yoga thing, if they were doing prayers, they should come over here. Not on the beach. Of course, they weren't doing prayers. They were doing some kind of weird... maybe they were praying. I don't know. Kind of strange stuff. I'm sure they're just backpackers looking for some kind of an adventure somewhere. That's probably more what it was.
So,
maybe...
as you can see, there aren't many tourists around here. Maybe Europeans, if any. But, you know, as soon as they, as I said, as soon as they saw my mask earlier, and then from earlier, then they just
went away. So behind me, if you can see it, is the Galle Fort Lighthouse. This is the oldest lighthouse in Sri Lanka, and it's still in operation today. Very interesting. Now, I do want to point out a little bit about this mosque. It's believed to have originally been built, I don't know that this is the original structure, but in 1588. So it's said to have, the prayer space anyway, has a history of somewhere around 300 years, they say. Quite impressive. It looks very impressive. It's a very nice looking building. It doesn't look like something from 1588. Like I said, I don't think the original structure is there. Maybe it looked like that, I don't know. So the Dutch fort that we've been walking around was also, like the mosque, originally built in 1588, giving it quite a bit of history here. I believe after that point the English came and took over this place, and this was originally part of the British Empire. Well, originally, you know what I mean. It was part of the British Empire back when that was a big thing. So what is that? What are your thoughts on the British Empire?
well, as a Chinese, I hate them. Man, they went to China and took all our money and brought all the drugs to China.
Well, there you have it. Chinese people don't feel very kindly toward the British Empire because they came and took all their money and forced them to buy drugs. Now, I have to add to that, she doesn't hate British people. It's just the old imperial system because of all the things it did. So if you're watching this in England, don't get any wrong ideas. You might have the similar feelings about the imperial system and how it works. You may have different ideas. I don't know. I I find it very strange that all of these places that used to be part of the British Empire, I really like visiting. Hong Kong, Singapore, here, Sri Lanka. Really amazing places, lots of culture. They seem to have a lot of people from a lot of places. Just interesting how that works. I don't know if that, well, it probably doesn't have anything to do with the fact that it was part of the British Empire, just, I think I just realized the reason they're part of the British Empire and they're such great places, that's why the British Empire took them, is because they were such great places. So, I don't know. I'm not much of a historian on that point. This really is a pretty place. I highly recommend coming to have a visit once everything calms down. I think you'll be very satisfied. Galle Port Post Office. You can see it's seen better days apparently. Pardon my wife there taking photos. I don't know why it looks like this. Maybe they're making improvements. Behind me, you can see a Dutch Reformed church. I'm not sure what kind of church that is. I guess it's some kind of Protestant church, but the building was built in 1755, apparently. August of 1755. You can get that from the sign, but yeah, I really don't know anything about that particular church. So, I'm not trying to be offensive or dismissive. I'm just saying I really don't. Interesting style of building, though. I would have guessed Spanish or Portuguese, but I guess Dutch. But you know, I'm an idiot. It's well established. I'm in a Dutch fort, so why wouldn't it be Dutch? And here on the right, you can see an American motel. I'm just kidding. It just made me think of some old motels along the road that I've seen in America. We got some drinks. Much needed. If you're here, keep in mind it's hot year-round and very humid, so get yourself something to drink. Probably a good idea to bring water with you. Obey your thirst. Alright, so we just checked the weather and it looks like the rain is going to be coming, so we'll probably be heading back to the room. When you're getting water, as I mentioned you should do, look for, let's see, they have a seal on here, so this is registered with the Ministry of Health. You don't want to get fake water and get yourself sick, so make sure it's got that on there. You can actually, it's like in China, I guess, and make sure it's actually, well, they do that with medicine, not with water. Yeah, I guess you don't want to get fake water anyway. You don't want to get sick. Now this person is obviously East Asian. I don't know why, but he's got a club. I don't know what these things are about. And this, we have an obvious colonial officer and a native with a rock. Maybe he's thinking he'd like to hit that guy with the rock, making him build this fort. That's what I'd be thinking.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't talk about politics anymore.
Hey, where did you go?
I just came down. Here we are again at the chief engineer's office.
Ah! Yeah, this part of the fort has been, I guess it's being actively used for the Chief Engineer's Office and the Road Development Authority. Kind of interesting. Yeah, we're still making our way down from where we were. Find a ride back. But one thing you're going to notice here, there's a lot of gemstone shops. I guess that's what they're famous for here in Sri Lanka. But you have to be careful.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you don't know what you're looking for, they might trick you. And a lot of places, they don't even have any certificates on those gemstones. So you might not want to buy anything there. Otherwise, you might get something worth $1 and pay for like $100 for it. So just be careful and be aware of that.
Yep, you don't want to pay the price for a gemstone only to find it was a piece of glass.
You've heard of Pizza Hut, but have you ever heard of Indian Hut? It's a family restaurant.
Well, they're doing some remodeling at the India Hut, so maybe next time. We thought we'd go in and see if they were open for lunch, but now they're doing some construction. So. It's very pretty in this part of town. It actually reminds me of Macau in many ways. The style of buildings, the weather, Obviously it's not, but it kind of reminds me of it.
So I can't pronounce the name of this Buddhist temple, but I showed the sign just so you could know, and here it is.
Always remember, if you do visit a Buddhist temple or shrine, you're probably going to need to take your shoes off to enter, and make sure you're dressed appropriately. Yeah, they're going to ask you to take hats and shoes off, just to show respect, of course. Well, we got a taxi. See. Well, we made it back. So we'll go back in here before the rain shows up. Figure out where we're going to eat and take it easy. Of course, you got to squeeze through this thing to get to it, but lion beer, the beer of kings, or something like that. Just wanted to report on more casualties of the coronavirus due to Chinese tourism. So apparently during normal times, the place is just full of Chinese tourists. Their shops are all busy with them, restaurants, hotels, and now the situation is starting to change. Yeah, hold on, let that blow away.
So now,
I got it.
now they don't have any Chinese tourists here, and all the shops, they hardly have anyone going inside. So they're taking it quite hard, I would say. And now the restaurants are closed in the tourist areas.
Yeah, it sounds pretty bad.
So normally, this place is similar to Thailand. Over 60% of the visitors are from China, and when they come, they definitely spend money and everything. But now, they're suffering huge losses because Chinese tourists aren't here, and even the tuk-tuk driver mentioned the visitors from other European countries, they don't spend much money. I just wanted to point that out.
Yep, so things are hurting. Chinese people tend to spend more money than the European tourists, I guess. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see me, but as you can see, it's gotten pretty late. We're out here on the beach. This is probably a good point to end the video for today. Probably saw that flash of lightning. Anyway, I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Until next time.
Ganga bas